Whoa, whoa. Oh, the juices. The creative juices have been sparked by this controversy that just popped off. I love it. This is giving me the chance to talk, to vent, to rant. All kinds of ideas. A lot of my ideas, they are spawned from controversy or just, controversial topics. And what I'm speaking of in reference to is the recent statement that Kanye West made. I watched the TMZ interview and he was talking about, he's like 400 years. Well, actually, he talked different now. He talked like more like a, he don't talk like he's from Chicago no more. He said 400 years? I'm like, dude, that kind of sounds like a choice to me. You let this go on for 400 years? Choice, right? And so it was a lot of backlash for Kanye saying that. Rightfully so. Like a lot of black folks are sensitive about that. About slavery in general, rightfully so. So when you say things that may be perceived as insensitive, you're going to get some backlash. And I totally get that. Totally get it. But this is the problem I have. Just a month ago, you know what I'm saying, mostly all the black people in the world was watching Black Panther in the movie theaters and shit. A Marvel created character, a character created by a white person, mind you. And they loved Killmonger. They loved Killmonger. That was the anti-hero. But some people really identify with him because he had like the mentality of a Malcolm X and want to uprise and use the technology to take over the world, right? So he has his last battle with King T'Challa, and he loses. He gets stabbed in the chest. And then King T'Challa was like, we have the technology, I can save you. And I'm going to just do a ghetto hood version of the quote. We have the technology, I can save you. And then Killmonger was like, nah, fuck that, man. Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped off the ships because they realized that death was better than bondage. So in that instance, Killmonger chose to die. Now, a lot of people like dumbass black chicken shit. What you mean? What you mean? Like what? They saying that we should have committed suicide and stuff. You gonna go to hell. You gonna go to hell for that. That'd be funny as hell when black people be talking about you gonna go to hell for something. But like we have mad kids out of wedlock and kill each other and all kinds of bullshit. But then when it comes to that one thing, that's the one thing we're afraid of. Like, you do realize that any sin will pretty much get you sent to hell, let alone suicide. So if hell actually existed, most of us pretty much gonna go there and stuff. But anyway, Killmonger chose to die in battle because that's what he did. He didn't commit suicide. He died in battle. T'Challa stabbed him in the chest. He's like, don't help me. Fuck it. You killed me in this battle. I'm done. I don't want to be your slave. I don't want to be fuck that shit. We fought to the death. And then Kanye was like, yo, black folks letting this shit happen for fucking 400 years. After a while, it's like a choice until they chose to rise up. Now, I'm not saying I agree with any statement. The point I'm trying to make is, in both of those situations, a choice was made. But black people cheered for Killmonger because he seemed so hard. He didn't seem corny. He seemed like this big revolutionary. And then Kanye West, he kind of seems like a sellout. But they said the same exact thing. Just want to understand. They said the same sentiment came from both individuals. It's just the reason why one was lauded and one was loathed is because Michael B. Jordan is more love. The character Killmonger was fucking love. Whereas people don't fuck with Kanye. So they pretty much ain't gonna like nothing that he got to say. Period. They're not gonna like anything he got to say. That's what it was. thing that was funny to me was, I made a statement, right? I didn't give my position on anyone. I didn't give my opinion of whether I think slavery was a choice or not. I love Killmonger's acting. I love when he said what he said, because I felt like he just showed balls in the face of adversity. But I just like what he did personally. You understand what I'm saying? But I didn't take a position. When Kanye West said slavery was, Kanye West didn't really say slavery was a choice. He said it sounded like a choice. That's what he said. You know what I mean? He basically alluded to eventually motherfuckers made the choice not to be in that position no more. That's why we're not slaves no more. His whole thing was, why the fuck couldn't this choice have been made like 300 years ago? Why did it take 400 years? So I see what he's saying. But I can also see why people are upset about it. I didn't really take a position at all. But the thing is, I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy of how people are divided as far as we'll praise one thing but put another thing down, but it's pretty much the same thing. And that's something that needs to change in order for us to progress forward. And then some of my friends, they're like trying to give me history on slavery and why it wasn't a choice and blah, 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 blah. It's like, motherfucker, I know this information. That's not the point that I was trying to make. People always miss the point, though. When a topic is hot, people always want to push their own agenda on that topic. Like, it's like, start your own thread, man. Don't try to hijack my shit and send it all over the place. Just admit the fact that black folks is divided on Kanye West and Killmonger when they said the same exact thing is our fucking problem. We can't agree on shit, man. And we so hypocritical. Actually, we essentially, well, yeah, we so hypocritical. We just fucking lost. We got no direction, no guidance. That shit need to change, man. It's the same phrase. Slavery was a choice. It's the same phrase as bury me in the ocean with my ancestors, because they realized death was better than bondage. So they chose to fight to the death or jump in the ocean or whatever. It wasn't all suicide. It wasn't like, oh my God, we're gonna be slaves, let me kill myself. It wasn't all like that. But and then if you watch like a lot of army movies and stuff like that, war movies, even in fucking Infinity Wars, the girl Gamora, she was like, Thanos catch me. If I'm in position, whatever, he about to take me. She was like, kill me. And she'd rather be dead than be a slave to Thanos. This is a sentiment that you see expressed in a lot of different cultures, man. I don't know how many American soldiers or German soldiers about to get caught by the opposing camp. They just fucking blew their own brains out before they became slaves and became tortured. Sometimes death is a fucking better option. I'd rather be dead than be tortured and be enslaved. Just take me out, man. Put me out of my misery. I mean, we all say that until actually face. Nobody never knows how they will actually react when they're faced with some extreme shit like that. So it's always easy to say what you would have did or what you would do, you know. But there's nothing wrong with saying what you would have liked to have been done. First of all, I would have liked myself not to have been kidnapped and sold into slavery in the first place. That's what I want in the first place. You know what I mean? Retrospectively, I mean, retroactively looking at it or whatever. I don't know if I'm using the right word. But that's all I'm saying. There's so much backlash as to what Kanye said. But like when Killmonger said that shit in the movie, both times like the movie like applauded. So it doesn't make no sense. It's the same. It's literally the same exact thing. People just don't fuck with black people. Don't fuck with Kanye like that. And a lot of white people don't either. Especially when it was like George Bush does not care about black people. That shit was funny. I was watching that shit live back in like 2004 when Kanye said that shit. George Bush doesn't care about black people. And another thing though, somebody else brought up this point. Yo, the fact that like so many people, black people hate Donald Trump within the past couple of years since he's been in office. But before that, like, it seemed like black people loved Donald Trump. Like, he was always, like somebody was saying, he always got mentioned in rap music and stuff like that. Rap, now I sound like a white person when I'm saying it. He always got mentioned in different tracks and shit like that, hip-hop tracks or whatever, trying to get that Trump money. You know what I mean? Like, mad rappers always make some type of reference to Trump. Trump was always around some black shit. As soon as he got in office as a Republican, motherfuckers looking down on him worse than George Zimmerman. I'm just motherfucker. Black people hate Trump more than Jewish people hate Hitler. Hitler killed 6 million motherfuckers. Do I love Trump? No. Is he entertaining? Hell yeah. Do I give a fuck about any of this religion or government and bullshit? No. If y'all know me and follow me, I'm on some cosmic spiritual shit that's way beyond all this superficial transient shit. All this shit is bullshit to me. You just play the game until your physical core expires. I'm all about like the subconscious. The universe. All this shit, all this surface transient shit, man. It's our spiritual body in this fucking shell that really can't contain our spirit. I think that's why we die, because the life force, the energy inside of us is so strong that the body on the outside can't contain it. To give you an analogy, it's like having a bottle like this, right? With a hose attached to it. And when you're first born, it's like a little bit of water. You know what I'm saying? As you get older, it gets bigger. And as you get older, it gets bigger. And as you get older, the life force gets bigger. And as you get older, the life force gets bigger. Then the bottle is so full, it's about to explode. Once the bottle explodes, so to speak, that's like the equivalent of dying. The physical shell can't contain all this light that's inside of us, period. That's what I think it is. And we just, you know, whichever being we were before we came to this point, we kind of minimize ourselves just to experience this earthly existence. But see, I think on a whole different level. I don't like to get deep like that because motherfuckers look at me like I'm crazy, but that's just what I believe. That's what came to me. It's like Islam came to fucking Muhammad in a dream. You know what I'm saying? Just like Mormonism came to Joe Smith in a dream. You know what I mean? How I believe about my own personal religion came to myself. Not just in a dream, but just living life in general. Just experiencing in general. I lean more towards Buddhism and yoga and that type of stuff. But I need to practice it more. So I don't care about government. I don't care about race. I don't care as much about none of this shit. The way y'all do death, none of that stuff. Like, doesn't affect me the way it affects the average person. Because I see beyond this shit. I see this as a temporary state that we got to try to maintain as much as possible should we choose to do that. But eventually this bottle going to fill up with your spirit and it's going to explode and your body can't contain the energy inside you. My bad, connection ain't that great. But yeah, man, both statements are identical. It's the same damn statement. For people to not see that shit is appalling to me. You can't shit on Kanye, what Kanye said or inferred. He didn't really say, he more or less inferred. You can't shit on what Kanye inferred, but at the same time praise what Killmonger said. Because he said the exact same thing, and it's a true statement, yo, death is better than bondage. That's the truth. That's the truth, man. There's nothing that's a lie about that at all. Yeah. And I think a lot of our ancestors made many choices. Some chose to just be like, fuck it, just like a lot of us make choices in life. Some of us choose to just work the same shitty job that we work every single day and not do nothing about it. And then some of us choose to be like, you know what, I got $1,000, I'm about to go to California, live out of my car, and make my dreams happen. Right? Just like with slaves, some of them was like, fuck it, this is all I know. They've seen it since they was a baby, and they just going along to get along. And then some is like, yo, this is some bullshit. I'm seeing how these people living good, even though, you know, I'm probably like a 3rd or 4th generation slave. None of this makes sense. Now we about to rise up out of this shit, man. I feel like a lot of our ancestors, various ones, made various choices. Some just like, you know, you had like Steven from Django. Some chose to be the house nigga and round up slaves and try to revolt and like dine people out and become snitches. And some chose to like lead those revolutions like a Nat Turner. A lot of them made choices, man. Killmonger just wanted to align himself with those that made the choice to die rather than be slaves. And Kanye just asked a question that why did so many choose to allow it to go on for so long? Eventually they made the choice for it not to happen, like for it not to exist anymore. That's why it's like actual literal slavery in America, as far as, you know, I mean, because prison is still slavery, but you know what I mean, as far as picking cotton with the people on their backs, snatching them out their house. But that's kind of like what cops do in drug raids. But you get what I'm trying to say. Fuck. You get what I'm trying to say. There was a lot of choices made in that situation. Yes, people would take it against their will, but some people chose to uprise. Some people chose to kill motherfuckers to get out of the situation. Some people chose to fucking just go along and not try anything at all. It was life is about choices. Period. Life in itself is about making choices. It's about constant choices. People only do to you what you allow them to do to you. Period. Yes, somebody could snatch you up, pull you out of your house, throw you in a cell. They could do all that shit. You don't got no control over what they could do to your body, but they can't really control they can't control this, man. That's why I like the movie Hurricane Carter, man. He decided to wear his own clothes once he went to prison. He didn't hang around the inmates. You know what I'm saying? Whenever they was up, he slept. Whenever he slept, he was up. He was totally away from them. He put his mind in a totally different place, man. You can't take that. Your mind state is a choice. I mean, yes, there's brainwashing. Yes, there are motherfuckers that got technology that can really change and influence how you think. But even in that, if you know the powers of your mind, you still got the ability to go rise beyond that shit. Everything is a choice in life, man. Like the Bible says, unforeseen circumstances befall us all. There are things that happen all the time that, you know, we didn't see coming, and we didn't expect it. But at the end of the day, you know, it's still a choice of how you react to whatever it is that happened to you. That's still a choice. That's still a choice, man. Especially in this day and age. Ain't nobody forcing us to do nothing, man. This ain't like the 1800s. Even then, they still had a choice. They still had a choice to revolt or go along and get along. They still had a fucking choice. Even when it was on the boats, they had a choice to not eat the fucking food. Fuck this, I ain't eating shit. I'm starving. I'm starving to death. I'm not taking nothing y'all give from me. Fuck it. I'm not gonna be of use to you. Period. Is this what you want to do? You gonna take take away my choice to live my life how I want it? Well, fuck it. I ain't gonna live my life for your benefit either. So we're gonna be at a stalemate. So I get it, man. There's a lot of points on all angles, man. But y'all can't be closed-minded, or just because somebody thinks this way or agrees with this faction, oh, fuck you, coon, blah, blah, blah. That's what I hate, too. Like, as soon as a black person doesn't see something in the status quo, other blacks always call them names and put them down and shit. That's just, like, we the only group that really do that shit. The only time white people do that shit is when white women, when people fuck out of their race. And mostly they call them as nigga lovers or some shit like that. But that's about it. We call each other thousands of names when we do shit wrong out of pocket, or what's deemed or perceived as being out of pocket. But that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm about to go to the plantation, pun intended. Peace.